Today we got confirmation that Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, was indeed responsible for Tesla buying Bitcoin. I think that we're about to see a wave of just incredible corporate FOMO into Bitcoin from major companies like Apple that's going to send Bitcoin soaring to $100,000 and probably way past that a lot sooner than most people think. This is especially relevant because Michael Saylor's Bitcoin conference, where he pitched Bitcoin to thousands of different institutions, just happened. This market's about to get a lot crazier, guys. My name's Lark, and every day I make videos to help you make money investing. So if that is what you want to do, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and catch all of my videos. Also, remember that you can claim up to a $750 Bitcoin trading bonus over on Femex for a limited time. Now, Femex, in case you're not familiar, it's one of the best exchanges for longing and shorting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a range of other top altcoins like Cardano, Chainlink, and Polkadot. Now, there's in total 3 bonuses that you can claim. There's a $20 bonus for doing your first 2 trades. There's a $130 bonus for meeting certain deposit requirements. Now that is $70 more than the usual $60 bonus if you use my link to sign up. You'll also get 10% off of your fees when using that link. And you also get a $600 bonus as part of a special February promotional offer. So if you are a trader, then definitely check it out. So let's take a look at the charts. Bitcoin absolutely smashed past resistance, and just like I was saying yesterday, when that Bitcoin honey badger starts on moving, man, it does not mess around. It moves fast, it moves hard, and it moves dramatically. Bitcoin has moved up 12% past the previous all-time high, which definitely fits the trend of historical breakouts where we see the price of Bitcoin passing over the previous highs during a bull run. It tends to make very dramatic moves. $50,000 feels tantalizingly close at this point. Also, Bitcoin just put in the biggest daily candle in its history, and total Bitcoin shot up by $8,662 yesterday. Heck, I'm so old, I remember when Bitcoin didn't even cost $8,662, let alone could we imagine Bitcoin pumping by that much in just one freaking day. Such an insane, just wow, what a crazy day. I love it. Anyway, the big story I want to share with you today, Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin Giga Chad. By the way, if you're not following Michael Saylor, go over to Twitter, give him a follow. He's always talking great stuff about Bitcoin. Anyway, Michael Saylor. So let's keep it real. He made the Tesla thing happen. I think he was the deciding factor in pushing Musk over the edge to make them go, yeah, let's buy $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. Now, he famously tweeted Elon Musk about 6 weeks ago saying, hey, man, if you want to, get Tesla some Bitcoin, I'll hop on a call with you. I'll talk you through it. We've just done it over here at MicroStrategy. I know how it needs to be done. Now, until yesterday, we didn't know if that phone call ever actually took place or not, if Elon took him up on the offer. Well, today we got confirmation that it did indeed happen. So let's have a listen to this interview real quick. And look, this whole clip, it's jam-packed full of all kinds of gold nuggets. It's a little bit long. Right, we're not going to play the whole thing, the whole interview, but we're going to play quite a bit of it. So do listen to the whole thing. Lots of great value in here.
Michael, great to have you back on. And let's just get right to that news of the day. Did you actually talk with Elon Musk offline and share your playbook from, as you put it, one rocket scientist to another?
You know, there are business rules regarding how public company officers are allowed to communicate to the public. And, so I'm constrained in what I can say, but
that's not a no.
You know what we said on Twitter, and you know what I've been saying all along, which is it's a great idea.
All right, that's not a no. It's not a yes either. So between this move, or I guess because of this move with Tesla today, I'd imagine you're feeling pretty vindicated in your strategy, and really what I think the vote of confidence of Musk buying into Bitcoin kind of implies here. I wonder, though, how you would respond to critics who would say that given the volatility of Bitcoin, we just touched on that, the risks associated with it as an asset class, that you are not only putting the company at risk, but shareholders' investments at risk. How would you respond?
Well, first of all, they were very measured in this. They have plenty of excess liquidity in US dollars. And so I don't think there's any criticism of what they've done. Companies that are converting their dollars into Bitcoin are taking a non-performing asset and they're turning it into the best performing asset. Bitcoin's been appreciating at something like 230% year after year after year for a decade. And so this is part of the digital transformation. They're taking an analog monetary asset and converting it into a digital asset. And ultimately, over the long term, that's going to be good for the business.
Yeah, I mean, I get that Bitcoin has appreciated pretty dramatically, especially in the last couple of months, but it has been extremely volatile as well. So how do you yourself think about that, and how do you discuss that with other companies that are potentially looking to get involved and convert their cash to Bitcoin?
Well, if you take the long view over the decade, you're going to have either a stable loss of 75% of your shareholder value if you hold the money in cash, or you're going to have a volatile appreciation that may very well be doubling every 6 months. And so I'd rather have a volatile appreciation at 200% a year than a stable depreciation at the rate of 15 to 20% a year. Bitcoin's not a currency, it's digital gold. It's a store of value, and it's taking the place of gold because people realize that you can move a block of Bitcoin 1,000,000 times faster, and you can program that Bitcoin on a computer to run 1,000,000 times an hour. So it's the basis of the 21st century cyber economy. It's not going to replace the dollar. It's not going to replace the Visa or the PayPal or the MasterCard payment rails. It's simply a stable store of value to build a financial framework upon.
Man, I just feel like Michael Saylor, perfect representative for Bitcoin. Super successful entrepreneur, built a big company, super well spoken, and he puts his money where his mouth is. Not just his company's money, but his own personal money as well. And his Bitcoin conference just happened a few days ago, where he had a captive audience of thousands of institutions who want to buy Bitcoin. I strongly suspect we're going to see more SEC filings from other companies this month. I mean, if Michael could convince Elon, I'm sure he convinced a lot of other institutions too. Thousands of institutions, thousands of institutional players showed up. It's going to have a big impact. FOMO for Bitcoin, about to go totally next level, totally crazy. And it's not retail FOMO. Not everyone, oh, I got $100, I'll buy some Bitcoin. No. This is corporate FOMO, guys. This is companies buying Bitcoin by the thousands of Bitcoin at a time. Almost not a day goes by right now without a hedge fund or company or some other big investor saying, hey, we bought $100 million or $50 million or $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And it's all starting to add up in a big way. Around 6% of all Bitcoin is now in the hands of companies, much like Tesla and MicroStrategy and Square. Of course, Grayscale, also a massive player when it comes to how much Bitcoin they own. When we account for other, private companies, for example, venture capital funds, hedge funds, all this stuff, we're looking at least twice that. So probably 12% to 15, even more percent of Bitcoin in the hands of these big money investors, meaning that Bitcoin is already scarce. The question in boardrooms across the world today is going to be, why the heck doesn't our company own any Bitcoin yet? I think we're about to see an unprecedented level of corporate FOMO happening. Corporations in the USA alone are sitting on just incredible mountains of cash in excess of $1 trillion. Apple's got 191 billion, Microsoft 137, Google 121, Amazon 71. That's incredible amounts of money just laying around, big old melting ice cube, slowly dissolving. And that's just US companies. What about Japanese companies? What about Korean companies? What about European companies? They are all going to want to get on the Bitcoin train too. In fact, US companies are really leading the big companies in other places. We really see them really catching up now at this point. But trillions is on the sideline. That money could start flooding it at any time. My guess it's going to happen sooner than later. The higher the price goes, the greater the FOMO is, because the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay for that Bitcoin. This highly scientific Twitter poll that I did shows that most people think that Apple will be the next to buy Bitcoin, although it is worth mentioning that the most common write-in answer from you guys was Amazon, so maybe we'll look for Amazon to buy some Bitcoin as well. But anyway, the guys over at Zero Hedge also seem to agree. Today they published an article saying that they think Apple will be the next ones to announce a Bitcoin purchase. Now, they're a pretty good candidate, to be honest. They're a big tech company. They got a lot of cash on hand. It's not that they're strangers to Bitcoin. And most of you guys seem to agree that it'll be Apple as well. Now, a 1% allocation by Apple, $1.9 billion. Easy. They could easily drop $5 billion on Bitcoin, and it will only be 2.5% of their total cash reserves. Easy, not a big deal. Lots of upside, not that much downside. Seems like a pretty good candidate to me. Now, the Zero Hedge article also went on to say that they believe Apple could launch a Bitcoin exchange, so much like we see with Cash App and PayPal, what they've been doing via their Apple Pay service. That would be crazy if it happened. No confirmation, just a theory, but a good one. I like that theory. Now, if that happened, that would probably eclipse even the Tesla news if Apple bought $5 billion of the Bitcoin, then launched Bitcoin on Apple Pay. Crazy stuff. Although, to be fair, Tesla did show a very high level of conviction, putting 7.7% of their cash reserves into Bitcoin. That's incredible. Anyway, your question for today: do you think that Tesla has kicked off a new wave of corporate FOMO for Bitcoin? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.